Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, Kwa Allah, Yahweh Bashem Yahshua, Bashem Kwakadash. The Bonner State of House is a great millstone. And Shalom to the Yakim out there on the highways and byways, noise in this road abroad, all around the world, to the spirit and power of our Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahshua. So I want to talk about this Breonna Taylor case that took place, and Jake just don't seem to get it. Ever since we were brought here on these cargo slave ships, this is all we've been receiving was nothing but injustice, no peace. This is what we've been receiving. So how is it that, these Jakes, 400 plus years later, they want to still march up and down the street expecting justice from their oppressors, which is not going to happen. You're not going to get no justice from your oppressor, because that is your natural born enemy. You don't expect to get justice from your natural born enemy. The best thing you could do is, take heed to the men of the Lord that's out there on the highways and byways week in and week out. Take heed and turn to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua and come back to the law, statutes, and commandments. But y'all not gonna do that. Because y'all caught up in the folly of this world and you're just set in your ways. So therefore, you're gonna have to just be destroyed and just come back in your right mind in the kingdom. And this is why the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, is allowing this to happen to you. Because y'all just wicked as all hell. Y'all don't want to take heed and turn to the Most High. So the Most High allows Esau, Edom, to punish you, to rise up against you and to kill you. Because that's all the so-called white man is. He's nothing but a whipping stick from the Most High unto you. You Israelites, you Jakes out there. And don't get caught up in this whole situation, because don't get caught up in this whole thing, because there's gonna be thousands upon thousands of you dying by the second. When this whole New World Order martial law comes, these Gurga troops, these Marines, these UN Gurga troops, these foreign military mercenaries that are already stationed here, they're on standby. They're on standby and they just can't wait to fucking get into your ass. So there's gonna be thousands upon thousands of you dying. Let's see how much of y'all will march up and down the street then. There will be no marching up and down the street, because these Gurga troops are ready and stationed to kill you Jakes. So this whole marching, or doing this million man, whatever march you want to call it, or Black Lives Matters marching up and down the street, this whole bullshit is not going to amount to nothing. It never has and it never will. You're just wasting your time. How much marching and how much marching up and down the street are you going to do? You're not going to get nowhere, period. Because the judgment of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is coming upon this place. The judgment of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is coming, and it's gonna annihilate this place, you know, because right now we're living in some very evil times. These evil times are fastly approaching. And if you think marching for justice, holding up signs, justice for Breonna, is gonna get you anywhere, you better think again. You better know your history, you know. We were brought here on cargo slave ships. We were beaten, our nationality's been taken from us, our inheritance been taken from, beaten out of us. We've been hung on off trees. You know, and it's still written in the Constitution that the so-called Negro man is 3/5 of a man. And that hasn't changed. And this is how they look at you. They look at you as a piece of shit. So don't expect justice from the so-called white man. Just prepare for the worst, because it's gonna get worse. Because there's gonna be millions of you dying and getting shot and killed in the streets. Alright. So this is the book of this is the book of Zechariah chapter 11 verse 5, and it reads, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them. So who was the they that sell them? Weren't we sold as slaves, as bondmen and bondwomen? You know, this is our history. This is what happened to us when we got to this land. You know, we were sold to our enemies as bondmen and bondwomen. You know, this is our history. This is what y'all jakes need to understand. When you're not equal to the so-called white man, he doesn't see you as being equal to him. We're slaves, and we're still in captivity to this very day. So let me read this again. Zechariah chapter 11 verse 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. You know, time after time again, you know, Emmett Till, he got killed, and none of them been brought to justice. You know, I could go on and on, you know. The list just goes on and on and on, and you jakes, y'all just don't y'all just don't get it. You know, this is why you have to be destroyed. You just gotta be destroyed, because you just ain't right. Alright, whose oppressors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich. And they own shepherds pity them not, you know. And their own shepherds pity them not. You know, this is what the white man says. He's rich. Because the so-called white man done got fucking hella rich off of our labor, off of our slave labor. You know? This is how the so-called white man got rich. Off of the back, sweat, blood, and tears of our people. But y'all jakes, y'all want to continue to protest, continue to march up and down, you know, acting like something's gonna change. Well, nothing's gonna change. The only change that's gonna happen is a change of power. You know, that's what's gonna take place, a change of power. Where Esau, he gets taken down by our Lord Yahweh Shai when he comes to this earth, delivers the elect, you know, and the Edomites, which are the super rich elite banking families that survived the the catastrophe of their kingdom being destroyed, when they go and hide out in the space, or they dig up into their underground cities, and we search them out and take them out of their hiding places and put them in chains. That's when things are gonna change. That's when there's gonna be a change. You know, when we put our captors, when we put our captors in captivities, when we become their captives, and we take them captives whose captives they were. So that's the only change that's going to take place, when we put those that have us in captivity and when we put them in captivity, and they pay for the atrocities for what they did to us for 400 plus years. That's when you're gonna get justice. That's when we're finally gonna get justice for all the shit that we've been going through. That's when. You don't do it by marching up and down the street, holding up signs and bashing in windows and all that bullshit. You ain't gonna get nowhere with that. So, all praises and glories to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Double honors to that apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to Yakim out there on the highways and byways.